Hello everybody, it is actually 1 a.m. and I'm going to be talking about a spirit session as well as a tarot session tonight. I hope it goes well. I hope I don't get too emotional. So I will be taking it upon myself. I brought her cookies, Maleah cookies, I brought her candy, I brought her juice. I brought her a doll, some crayons and coloring books, just to show her that it's okay, that she can come have fun and talk to me, and we'll get to know each other more and see what she feels comfortable with telling me. I'm gonna do her tarot session right now, and then I'm coming right back for the spirit session as well. I'm hoping we get a good figure on what happened. I did get a few more words today, and I have a feeling I just have a feeling it's really bad. Her name has been referenced to me, and just delayed today alone at least 15 times. The reading itself is going to say all it needs to say, and you may take it from there. I'm just moving my smudge around here. You may understand the reading right away. Some people won't. I pulled a few words just from picking up the cards, so there is a lot to be said in this reading for a little girl, and the tarot cards alone have spoken a lot of private things, I guess you could say, and I think it's really going to be beneficial to do the tarot card first and then work with Maleah. So I think that's going to be really helpful towards the situation. So I'm going to start off with her tarot session first. Even as I was doing her tarot session, words were coming through. Maleah is definitely gone, obviously. I will get into what I have when I start her spirit session with the words that are coming through. So I will read her first. I pulled 10 card pull. It speaks of a lot of, I guess you could say, betrayal, and then just, so to speak, it speaks of naive, someone being naive to a situation. Somebody's playing with my hair. A woman's being naive to a situation, and she's blindly looking at the situation, knowing that it's going on, and more or less lying to herself. And that's so, in so many words, I guess you can say, the same as knowing, but I guess not wanting to really know the truth, like, if you get what I'm trying to say here. Okay. So I'm going to start reading what I had for her tarot pull. And we will get right into it in just a second. I just want to get myself a drink. Smudge, smoke and all this, it pretty much dries my face out, my nostrils. It affects your sinuses. Some of it does. Some of us use the water instead of the smoke, but the smoke is really the beneficial stuff. So okay. All right, so these are the things that came through, so we're going to leave those as is. The first card I pulled was reverse, the Lover card. Failure, division, frustration, possible breakdown of relationship. Now, a lot of this to me is guided towards the mother and whatever he was. The second card pull was Three of Swords. Broken heart, misery, grief, end of an affair, friendship, sorrow. Time will ease the pain. So when I pull cards, I will feel more towards a card, and I will hear things pop through that is going to give me the know-how to know, okay, this is what the card's going to say. The third card pull was Seven of Cups reversed. Optimism, wanting to believe the best, but may be confused. An important issue, as in may be confused of an important issue that you're overlooking. Look at all scenarios, including the worst. So the signs were there, the warnings were there, but chose to look past it and really knew in the pit of your stomach kind of thing, but didn't take it upon yourself to really know how to address the situation until it actually was addressed. The fourth card pull, Four of Wands. Domestic bliss, material success, partnership. Now, for me, this card was about what I was just talking about, even more so, because I think the domestic bliss and material success was the parents, and it was hell for Maleah, because domestic bliss, and almost like I'm being shown like a veil over. It's like pulling the card, the tarot card, the Fool. You're being blissfully ignorant. You're living in a way to where you're only seeing what you want to see when the bigger picture is right in front of you, but you're only wanting to see what you want to see. The Sun reversed is the fifth card. Tainted arrogance or impatience at any slight bump along your path. Now, I think that had to do everything to do with the male that killed her. Wheel of Fortune reversed. A lot of the cards were reversed in this reading. Bitterness, misfortune, clouding one's ability to see what is dealt by fate. Another card pulled that I think they had everything to do with the mother. All the signs were there, every single one. The seventh card pull, Knight of Wands reversed. Conflict, argument, confrontation. So that came right after that card, which told me everything, all the signs were there, and it was just being ignored because the pit of the stomach said one thing, but the mind and the heart were being led a different way. The eighth card, Justice reversed. Injustice, false accusations. Now, you would automatically think by hearing that you would think someone's being unjustly blamed or unjustly, but what's really this card is saying is the man that killed her, he unjustly is falsifying accusations. He knows where Maleah is. He knows where he put her. But he's unjustly, he's showing her unjust by making false claims. The ninth card is Fifth of Coins. Misguided, poor decision, lack of decision, destitute, misery, ill fate, and misfortune. I wrote next to which one of the cards that came through. I just gotta remember which cards it were I wrote on them. Okay. So I believe it was... Oh no, that's in Kanika's reading, excuse me. Because I did Kanika's tarot session tonight too. Okay, so the last one for me. After the last card that I pulled 2 extra cards because I was being almost like being told to and felt to. The 4 of Coins, financial misfortune, failure when tested. The other card I pulled was Knights of Coins, reversed, dull person. Pettiness, achieved very little. Pedantic. It's this person, the one I'm describing, is very misguided, he's very in himself. He is very tainted. He's very secluded. He hates company. And he also hated that little girl. I don't think he was... I don't think he sexually assaulted her. I don't know yet, just because I haven't done the session yet. I think, because I've heard neglect, I think he was a really horrible, rotten person, that he would beat on her, or he would hit her or do things to her that is considered neglect. And one day he just, in a rage, he just lost it. He's very impatient, he's very tainted, he's arrogant. Just anything would set him off with her. And the facts were right there. The signs were right there. She's saying, he hurts me. So this was known of. This abuse was long-term in a sense. To her, it was a very long time. To her, it lasted a long time. Poor decisions were made, just lack of judgment. It was just a very twisted situation. And it was very much known about, and it was like it was here in the stomach, but it was never spoke about because it was like she knew, but she didn't want to say it. It was like the signs were being presented, but no one ever listened to Maleah. And she would show her with her body language. People who are usually hurt and afraid of somebody, they tend to constantly use their body language, like cover themselves a lot, you know, like one arm across the chest and the other one hanging down, or always pay attention to a child's behavior, the way they the way they stand, the way they hold themselves. Usually the kids that do this a lot are the ones that are usually abused, because there's always that inner fear around them, so they constantly feel guarded, and this is like a blanket to them by doing this. I know. So this was a misguided, poor decision, and I think the sad part about it is I think Maleah was gone a while before she was even stated missing. Like, she was already gone a bit, and people decided to pretend and kind of make plans to go here. You take care of this, you have to do this, and we'll figure it out after we're done. If that makes any type of sense. This is the one for Maleah Davis, by the way. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it. So I also am going to be doing Kanika's tarot session today. I've already done that one. I just have to post it as well. This little girl gave plenty of warning signs, and nobody listened to her. Nobody took it upon themselves to really follow through with their gut feeling, and they knew what it was. So this is my tarot session on Maleah Davis, and this all could have been avoided if somebody would have listened to her. So thank you for listening, and I will be back with Kanika's as well. Kanika Jenkins.